Y'all hear this? Y'all hear it? She's on my desk and she probably won't get up. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Can I at least do my intro, please? Look at the camera. Say hi. Say hi. Thank you. All right. Let's do this. Stop. Let's do this intro. What's good, y'all? I'm back. Listen. It's time to react to somebody that I probably should have been reacted to on this channel, but you know, I be watching other people watch it. I already seen the videos. Don't want to re-watch them. Like I haven't seen them, so. Bale, Diary of a Wimpy Kid theory. Here she go, bro. It's been out for 4 days. I was supposed to be out to it on the weekend. Y'all can guess what happened. All right. Please, bro, get the. All right. You gotta get up. Sorry, you gotta move. Let me do my video. I'll rub you later. All right, let's go.
There is a single page in the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book that, at first glance, seems completely normal. But there's something on this page that, once you see it, will forever change.
Hold on.
But there's something on...
I'm trying to guess what he's talking about. Number one dad hat, number one mom mug. Is it dead? I'm looking at this. I don't know what the hell's happening with the couch, but I'm looking at this. It's either this or it's this? Maybe? I don't know.
This page that, once you see it, will forever change the way you look at these books. There's a genuinely unnerving implication here that I don't think anyone has ever talked about before today.
It's that smell.
I knew that door had a lock on it!
Wait a minute, was that fucking Joe? No, it wasn't.
Zooey Mama.
Okay.
Hi there. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a...
Hold on, Alex. I see you looking kind of buff recently, man. Gotta get your shoulders up, though. Nah, he's just got a short clav. It's whatever. His clavicles are short. It's whatever. But I see him. He's gaining weight. Nice.
Classic children's book
Healthy
series
weight.
about a narcissistic kid named Greg Heffley who believes one day he'll be famous.
The only reason I agreed to writing this thing is because when I'm rich and famous, I'll have better things to do than answer people's stupid questions all day long.
But until then, he's stuck in middle school dealing with his crazy family and the weird kids at school.
Wanna see my secret freckle?
God.
This theory is not going to be about Fregley, by the way. I don't think I'm capable of figuring out what's going on with him. They've gone
He's
on
normal,
to make
bro.
20 books,
Oh.
4 roundly...
20 books, bro. Oh my God. Mind you, okay. Are these in order? I stopped The Ugly Truth. I don't know nothing else about the rest of these. The Ugly Truth was the last book I ever heard about. That is like, I don't know what's happening after this.
spin-offs and 7 movie adaptations,
Oh
and there
my
are
goodness.
no signs of them ever slowing down. And the weird thing about this is that not only do these books get a lot more cartoony and unrealistic as they go along, but
Which is normal.
by book 20, Greg is still in middle school.
Damn. Y'all couldn't move into high school?
He never ages. And look, I know this is a thing
Oh,
that
Lord.
happens in a lot of different
Yeah.
media about kids
Just to
in
keep 'em
school,
there.
but the thing that's interesting about Diary of a Wimpy Kid is that the books themselves are constantly acknowledging it. But for now, I'm stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons. To be honest
Book
with you,
one.
I feel like I've been stuck in middle school forever.
This is like book like 3? No, like 4? I don't know.
I looked in the mirror, but everything
This is book 7.
looked exactly the same as it always does.
Wait, how the fuck you put 20 books? No, it's
Kids
like
like
book
me who haven't had
7
their
or
growth
8.
spurt yet, mixed in with gorillas who have to shave twice a day.
Jesus.
From the start, these diaries have been drawing attention to the fact that Greg doesn't age, which
At all.
makes me feel like there might be some kind of in-universe explanation for it.
Or he's just perpetually, because mind you, the dude that played him, that played Greg, is that his name? I forgot. Yeah, Greg. He still looks like this. He just looks older, but he still looks exactly like this. But of course, it's literally his face. Good job, bro. Good job to notice when somebody grew up and still has the same facial features. Good fucking job. It's like, whatever, bro. I'm over it.
And look, I promise this
I'm
is
so
not going to
over
be
it, bro.
another edgy, oh, Greg is actually dead theory. No, I think there's actually a much simpler explanation. These books are not the objective truth. They are diaries
Yeah, it's
written
him
by
lying.
an egotistical sociopath
Yeah, he's
who is
lying.
constantly lying to make himself look better. Greg is the definition of an unreliable narrator. So
Yep, just like Armin. Yeah, and the LT. I'm not gonna say much more, but we don't know Aaron's iCloud for real.
So, for all we know, Greg is aging normally, but for whatever reason, he's just choosing to lie about it in his diaries. That's the most logical in-universe explanation. Or, that's at least what I thought, until I found a very strange detail on page 122 of the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book. A page that forever changed the way that I look at these diaries. On this page, Greg talks about giving his parents.
Okay, so are we saying that he might possibly be in a time loop? Thoughts? But then again, this video is 26 minutes long. There's no way he gets a time loop off the first couple minutes and then sticks on that. There's no way.
The same gifts for Christmas every year.
There's no way.
Mom and Dad their gifts. I get them the same kind of thing every year, but parents eat that stuff up. And then we see a drawing of Greg giving his parents their gifts. Do you see anything wrong with this? Look very closely.
Me on the couch.
Greg believes that his parents eat that stuff up.
Oh.
But in the drawing, his parents are clearly unhappy with their gifts.
Yeah,
the drawing contradicts Greg's opinion, which means Greg couldn't have written this page.
You got me, man. I'm not gonna lie. He got me. He got me. I didn't think about that. I thought that was just them saying thanks as per usual because, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait a second. Is Greg
Not the narrator.
the author of his diaries?
Talk to me. Let's see what I need to know about this.
Okay, so obviously I know that Jeff Kinney is the real author of these books, and all of this is just
W. Jeff.
But I'm saying, in the universe of Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Inverse.
what if someone else is writing these diaries?
It can't be Rowley. It wouldn't make sense. She's playing. I'm letting her do her thing. It can't be Rowley. Because Rowley... it might be Rowley. Because Rowley would... He knows his friend and he don't like him, but he's like, I've been friends with him for a long ass time. I'm going to keep being friends with him. He would think, oh yeah, you talk like this.
Pretending to be Greg. Have you ever noticed how the diaries are constantly cutting to other perspectives when Greg isn't around? We've kind of just had to assume that Greg either heard about these things after the fact, or maybe he was just exaggerating. But sometimes they really feel like they're telling us things that Greg wouldn't know. Mom likes to rent these romantic comedies, and she makes Dad watch them with her. But I know Dad is just waiting for the first chance to break away and go back down to the basement. How does Greg know this?
Yeah.
I mean, who else but Frank would know what he was secretly thinking about in this moment? This doesn't feel like something he would tell his son about.
Okay, let me make another one. I could be Riley, almighty God writing about this nigga being an ass. Or third sibling. Fourth sibling. It's not Manny. Alright, if he tells me it's Manny, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Later. In fact, these books are full of moments like this that feel like they're specifically from Greg's dad's perspective. Greg even claims at the start of Third Wheel that he can remember things from when he was in his mother's womb. And the things he remembers do feel kind of accurate, but wouldn't it make way more sense if these were actually Frank's memories from when his wife was pregnant? What if Frank is the real author of the diaries? What if these are
what if he sees himself in his son? Because he does see himself in his son. So then it makes sense of why he's always, like stuck in middle school. Because he's like, man, I was stuck in middle school too.
Books that Frank is writing based on his son's life for some unknown reason. And it's okay if you're not fully on board yet, because I didn't really take this seriously either until I found something insane.
That's literally all theorists, by the way. They're like, there's no way. And then they start reading into it. They're like, damn, hold on. And then the next thing you know, they make an entire video about that. Gets
At
the
the start of Dog Days, we are told that there is a newspaper comic called Lil Cutie that Frank and Greg read together every day. And we find out that Lil Cutie is a comic series that was written by a father based on his son. Look at these two drawings on the same page. You can't tell me they aren't trying to frame Frank and Greg in the exact same way as the Lil Cutie author and his son. And that's not even the craziest part, because on the very next page it says, I guess now that the real Lil Cutie is all grown up, his dad's having trouble coming up with new material. His dad's having trouble coming up with new material.
Here we go, y'all. Here we go.
It's not exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. The diaries get cartoonier, and Greg never ages because now that his son is...
Greg is now in high school, maybe even almost to college, and he's like, damn, what the hell do they do in high school, and what bullshit gonna get into at this point? Middle school.
Frank is out of new material, and he's forced to just make stuff up. We even find out in old school that Frank had a very similar childhood to Greg. He also had a best friend like Rowley, a dog, and two brothers that annoyed him. So maybe some of Greg's middle school stories are actually based on Frank's childhood memories.
Greg, we're a lot alike.
Everything here...
Yeah, because I always thought about them saying it, but it's also like, Roderick never seemed like the type of brother that, like, beat his... Like, of course, yeah, he hit him and shit, but, like, I don't feel like he hated him. I feel like Frank's brothers definitely hated him. Like, they just disliked him. I feel like Roderick was just cool. He was like, yeah, it's my little bro. He corny, but shit, it's my little brother. Like, that. I feel like Frank's brothers, they were just ass. They just sucked. That was it.
Perfectly. Now, if you still don't believe me, then I have one final question for you.
Give it to me.
A question that's been right in front of our faces this entire time, but we never thought to ask it before now. Why are these books called Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Yeah, when Greg wrote them, and he's a narcissist, so he wouldn't call himself a wimpy kid.
Why would Greg, someone who is consistently shown as narcissistic and egotistical, ever refer to himself as wimpy? Greg has an extremely high opinion of himself. That's like his main thing.
Yeah.
But you know who does think Greg is wimpy? His dad. Dad was pretty mad at me for letting myself get bullied by a kid who was still in kindergarten. When Dad saw it, he said it was a girl bike and I should get rid of it. Dad said there was no way he was getting me a dollhouse. So yes, I believe for whatever reason, Greg's dad decided to write the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. And just like with Lil Cutie, it ended up becoming a huge financial success, leading to a whole series of books and even a handful of movies.
I always figured they'd make a movie about my life, but I didn't think they'd start the story here.
I always figured they'd make a movie about my life. This line implies that these are in-universe movies based on the diaries. And Greg did actually become famous like he always wanted, but what if it's because his father decided to create a best-selling book series about his life? And that is my Diary of...
That theory is... the backtracking on that theory is fucking crazy right now. Think about it. In the universe of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the books themselves are real. And those stories, I mean, the movie that we're watching is for us, but the movie is also real in universe from the books in universe. That's the best way I can explain it. It's literally like we're watching a movie. People in the universe are also watching a movie, but the conversion point is right there. The movie that we're both watching, because for us, the movie came from a book that's in real life. For them, it came from a book that's for them, but it's not made by another person like Jeff. It's made by his dad. And he's like, and everyone's like, oh, it's, you know, the dad writing a story about, you get it. You get it, bro. You get it.
A Wimpy Kid theory. Case closed.
Come on, man. Give me another.
Yep, I'm pretty sure we wrapped up everything.
Give me another 18 minutes, man. Come on.
I know I always say that, and then there's like a big surprise plot twist in these videos, but like this time we're done for sure. I mean, you can just leave. We're all done. Don't look at the runtime of this video.
I've already looked at it, bro. Still at 18 minutes, bro. 18 minutes.
Okay, so I genuinely wanted to end the theory here and be done with it.
Which makes sense.
There's a scene in the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie that I can't stop thinking about.
I know how to door have a lock on it.
Because I promised I wasn't going to do this, but just take a look for yourself.
Come on, man. I know how to door a lock on it.
He had to eat his lunch on the floor.
I was right.
You're not even gonna make it out of there alive. The only chance you have making the yearbook is when they dedicate it to your memory.
The only chance you'll have of making the yearbook is if they dedicate it to your memory. Wait a second. Could that be what these movies are? Did Frank write these diaries because
It's a
Greg
documentary.
is dead?
Are we saying that the movies were a documentary? Oh, God. So the problem is, right, with those, the first 3 movies, yeah, those are all middle school, right before he could have went to high school. Long Haul. What? Oh, that could be the last trip, and then everything else becomes animated after that. I mean,
Oh, what the fuck?
he really didn't want to do this, by the way. Look how long this chapter is, bro.
I know. I
Jesus.
promised I wasn't gonna do another "they were dead the whole time" theory, but I swear, this is not your usual edgy, run-of-the-mill Greg's in purgatory theory. There's something to this. And I know people have already suggested this before, but what I have never seen anyone talk about is the fact that there are so many moments in these movies that talk about Greg like he is dead or going to die.
You'll be dead or homeschooled by the end of the year anyway. You're not even gonna make it out of there alive.
He will kill you. Literally kill you. You're dead.
Okay, well that's normal.
Move over. I'm dead.
That's normal. Okay. See, here we go. That I would say 3 out of the 5 clips, 6 clips, whatever. Yeah, right.
Kill me.
Okay. 3 out of 7. We're losing.
Killing me. You know that?
3 out of 8. 3 out of 9.
Kill me if she knows we're here.
3. I'm giving 0.5s a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm at 4. I'm at 4 out of 10.
You're so freaking
411.
dead.
I'll die.
You can't call if you're dead.
You can kill me.
She's gonna kill both of us.
We're dead.
Mom would kill us. You are so dead.
God damn. Damn. They say this shit a lot.
Greg!
I was counting that first, but this is crazy.
Goodbye, Gregory. You will always be remembered.
When they dedicate it to your memory.
Like, I'm not crazy,
Roderick.
right?
Whoa. Damn, 21. I'm glad he put this shit up here. I would say out of all these, the first couple, right? You'll be dead or homeschooled by the end of the year anyways. That's 1. You're not even going to make it out of there alive. 2 and 3. But then the rest of these is kind of like, oh, we're so dead. Oh, mom's going to, if she finds out I'm dead, like stuff like that. That's normal. I'm dying. All right. That's kind of crazy.
That's a weird amount of references to Greg's death. And remember, these are the same movies that decided to unambiguously tell us that Greg is famous enough to get a movie made about him.
I always figured they'd make a movie about my life.
Maybe they're also
But I didn't know they would start here. I did. He did. Yeah. Okay.
telling us the reason why these are just actors portraying someone who tragically passed away. And it's not just the movies either. In Dog Days, when Greg is talking about reading in school, he says this very interesting line. I'm not really sure what makes a book a classic to begin with, but I think it has to be at least 50 years old, and some person or animal has to die at the end. And then later on, when he has to read Charlotte's Web, he says, just from looking at the cover, I guarantee either the girl or the pig doesn't make it to the end of the book.
Yep. Oh, he's dead center. Just like Charlotte's Web.
I might be going off the rails here, but wouldn't it be so
This is when crazy people start
tragically
talking.
ironic if Greg actually did become as famous as he wanted, but it was only
after his death.
because of his death?
I always figured they'd make a movie about my life.
Yeah.
But I didn't think they'd start the story here.
That's why they adapted the diaries into movies. That's why he's always been stuck in middle school.
Yeah.
And that is the real reason why his father decided to write a book series about him.
And that's why he's perpetually stuck in middle school, because he literally doesn't know what he would be like if he was in high school.
To keep his memory alive. And look, it's okay if you're not fully on board yet, because I've still got some really big evidence. But before we get into that, I want to take a look at how I think the real Greg Heffley might have died. And just a warning, this will probably sound like a lot of random speculation.
I'm going to guess it has to be from the book Long Haul. It has to be. It has to be from that book. It has to be somewhere around there.
But I promise...
It might be from, or Last Straw. It might be from Last Straw. Or The Ugly Truth. It's one of the two.
It'll all come together in the end.
Uh-huh. Here we go.
Going back to the movie that told us about Greg's fame and possible death, there's a scene where Roderick tells Greg and Rowley a scary story about a nearby forest called Devil Worshipper Woods.
There used to be this house. They had to tear it down because what happened there was so terrible. Two kids who were, I don't know, maybe in middle school. They trick-or-treated in that house on Halloween night. But the house was full of devil worshippers.
All right, who's turning that light
Roderick
off?
tells them about a house that abducted children and cooked them in an oven, but that ultimately led to an accidental fire that burned down the house with everyone inside.
But they forgot to turn off the ovens, so the house burned down with everyone in it.
Now, this is obviously
The
just a
mascara's aura,
story
though.
Roderick is making up to scare Greg. They even go to the woods later and only see Fregley.
Y'all so scary. Oh my god, he's so scary.
Guys?
But what if there's a nugget of truth to this story?
Nugget?
Because
Okay.
later, in Roderick Rules, we briefly see a newspaper that seems to be talking about some kind of fire.
Charges and fire.
And in the books, there are several references to house fires, including an instance where Greg actually accidentally causes one in their home. There's also this insane deleted scene from the third movie where Manny ominously talks about an accident.
You threw Tingy away.
Well, it was an accident.
Tingy says you're going to have an accident.
Yo, shit's creepy, bro. I'm like,
Yeah, I see why they deleted that scene.
Yeah,
There
that does
are
not
a
make
lot
Manny
of
look
weird
well.
references to some kind of accident or house fire throughout the franchise. What if these are hints about how Greg actually died? But if so, when and how did this happen?
has to be in Last Straw or other two. Has to be, bro. It wouldn't make sense for the book names leading up to that one.
Well, here's my theory. In Roderick Rules, Roderick throws a party when their parents and Manny go out of town.
Yep.
Don't have anybody over this weekend.
It's like evil.
He tells Greg that he can join the party, but ends up locking him in the basement instead.
We need chairs from the basement.
Roderick, help! The door's closed!
Yeah, and it's staying closed. I don't need a middle schooler ruining my party.
Roderick!
Now, in the movie, Greg is able to escape and join the party, but in the
W
books,
party.
Greg is trapped there all night, and he says
Jesus.
that it was so cold that he practically froze to death. But the next day, he gets out and they quickly clean up before their parents come home. They even
W.
have to replace one of their doors, but they do finish in time.
See? Told you it'd work.
But look at what the diary says about their parents' reactions when they first get home. Mom and Dad's car rolled into the driveway right when we were tightening the last screw. You could tell they were pretty relieved the house hadn't burned down when they were away. Interesting. Another very specific reference to an
I mean, they kind of always say that, like, oh yeah, I hope I don't come back and the house burned down. That's normal to say. It is kind of crazy there's a lot of burning though. I think what it is that these sentences by themselves sound normal. It's the problem that it is said so much that now there's gotta be something behind it.
accidental house fire. Again, that's weird, but obviously there was no actual fire here. I mean, in every version of the story, there's a crazy party, and Greg gets trapped in the basement, but the house never burns down. But what if
it did? Oh god.
Remember, this diary, and by extension the movies based on them, are unreliable narrators, possibly written by a grieving father who wants to keep the memory of his son alive. So we don't know for sure what actually happened when Greg was locked in that basement all night. The basement that Frank has warned them to stay out of. The basement that Greg was practically freezing to death in with no source of warmth. Except, that's not entirely true, because we also know that the basement is the house's furnace room. So what if Greg tried to get warmer by messing with the furnace, but instead he ended up accidentally starting a deadly house fire? Yes, I believe that Greg never actually left that basement, and everything after this page is a complete and total.
So we're in it ends in Roderick Rules. Holy shit. Narratively wise, best names would have been either Last Straw or The Ugly Truth. You know what I'm saying? Or no, coping might be the Ugly Truth. That he has to accept it. whatever. That he accepts the fact that I see my kid is dead.
Total lie.
Okay, that's a big claim, I know. And I did warn you, this would sound like a lot of random speculation, but I do actually have the evidence to back it up.
To start
Finally,
off,
evidence.
remember that newspaper that mentioned a fire? Well, Greg gets it as he's cleaning up the party.
Yeah.
And it mentions the fire happening at 6 a.m. when Greg still would have been freezing in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
And also, look at what happens immediately after this page in the movie.
You are in so much trouble.
She's gonna kill both of us.
Greg and Roderick are unambiguously depicted as dead. This theory also explains why a lot of the death references also include Roderick.
She's gonna kill both of us.
We're dead.
Because he should have died.
Mom would kill us, and I am a dead man.
Since he would likely be a victim of the fire as well.
The house burned down with everyone in it.
Frank even describes the smell of Roderick's room as unidentifiable.
What is that smell? I can't even identify it.
But the real reason why I think this fire theory is so compelling is because of the very strange way that Frank starts to act when he gets home. Yes, that is correct. I am finally going to talk about the...
I know that dude had a lock on it. Yes, brother, I've been waiting for this all video. Let's fucking go. Been waiting for this all video. I knew he had to bring it up. There's no way there's a dude that did this. Like, bro, that music behind this shit, bro, come on, man.
Thing that has been all over TikTok for the past year, the movie's depiction of Frank.
Yeah, because he's going insane.
Who's the laugher now? Me! I'm the laugher! Ah! I knew that door had a lock on it, and everybody was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind!
I am far from the first person to notice this, but in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, Frank acts legitimately insane. To the point where it's kind of become a meme to joke about him being this serial killer guy that might have killed his family.
Hey, how about then, no video games and no television for the rest of the summer?
Dad, no!
I stopped laughing. I stopped.
Okay.
Ha! Guess who's the laugher now?
I mean, it's just...
I'm the laugher! I'm the laughingest laugher that ever laughed!
But the thing that's interesting to me that I haven't seen anyone talk about is that Frank doesn't really start to act like this
until after that part.
After the Roderick Rules party. When he becomes extremely paranoid and starts to believe that something's wrong with the house.
So, who came over this weekend?
Who came over?
What?
Hey! What the?
You guys got something you want to tell me?
What was General Grant doing on the thermostat?
He acts this way in the books too, but in the movies, he really acts like he's losing his sanity over the little inconsistencies in the house.
Which makes sense.
I knew that door had a lock on it, and everybody was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind.
Yeah, I knew it. He started losing his mind the millisecond he said that. I feel like I'm losing my mind because he literally was. His kids died in the fire, and now he has to deal with that in real time. Come on.
Roller skating kid is really good. Don't you think that is good?
What if what we're actually seeing is Frank having some kind of mental breakdown because he couldn't handle the reality of coming home to find his house had burned down with both of his children inside?
What is that smell? I can't even identify it.
I think that Frank would be incapable of accepting this horrible truth, so instead...
Oh my god, stop. Stop, bro, Can you just... Bro, my videos, bro. Can you stay there? Can you just stay there? I'm gonna rub you, whatever. Let me go back a little bit. Make sure I don't miss anything. Okay.
Reality of coming home to find his house had burned down with both of his children inside.
What is that smell? I can't even identify it.
I think that Frank would be incapable of accepting this horrible truth, so instead, he's staying in denial and imagining that the fire never actually happened and that his children are still alive.
Deny, deny, deny.
Got it. Deny, deny, deny.
The reason why...
And then that's why he's paranoid in the book from that point on, because that's what a dad would be paranoid about if their kids actually had a party, and then he's like, nah, I gotta find out something. Y'all did something. I understand. Okay.
Frank is fixating on the little differences in his house,
Yeah,
like
because
the
that's
bathroom
yeah.
lock being different.
He's trying to remember the house.
Because in reality, he's actually already moved into an entirely new home after the fire. But he'd rather concoct a whole elaborate story about his children replacing the door than accept the truth.
I know that door had a lock on it.
Deny, deny, deny.
Also, remember that terrifying Manny deleted scene?
Oh my
He
god.
said you're going to have an accident.
Maybe he wasn't saying that to his dad. Or maybe that was the accident.
This scene makes no sense in the context of this movie, but with this theory, it just fits so perfectly. This is a moment of truth sneaking into Frank's delusions. His subconscious is telling him about the accident, but he is completely unable to accept it.
He thinks it's his accident. It's not him specifically gonna get hurt. His mind might, but not his physical body.
With everyone deny.
And I think that that is the real reason why Frank decided to create a diary pretending to be his son, Greg, so that he could continue to remain in denial about his death forever. I told you it would all click together.
Okay.
It's possible Greg did actually have his own diary at some point, and now Frank is just continuing
I
it.
kind of wish like he had a theory for like when it started. Like when does it start? Like when does the first one start? Stop. I wonder if he has a theory on when like it goes from diary to then his dad writing it. I wonder if he has that.
But either way, I think that the books that we are reading are a strange denial fantasy that Frank is writing to cope with his son's death. This also gives a whole new meaning to why Frank is so protective over the basement in these books. The basement is where Frank works on his Civil War dioramas, and he's really strict about not wanting anyone to go down there. But maybe, even in his fantasy, Frank actually wants to keep his kids away from the basement that caused all of this.
Stop.
There's also this moment at the end of the Roderick Rules movie where Frank realizes his entire family is no longer sitting with him.
This roller skating kid is really good. Don't you think that is his
And people like to joke about how Frank is realizing his entire family is dead or whatever, which doesn't exactly line up with my finding.
Yeah, because it's only his kids. There's only these two kids. He still has Manny and his wife, so yeah.
Theory, since Susan and Manny would still be alive.
Yeah.
But
what if they left?
Frank has turned the loss of their children into a fictional best-selling franchise for money,
take Manny
then
with
I
her.
could totally see Susan divorcing him and taking Manny. I mean, she was very much depicted as someone who believes in honesty.
You lied
Yeah.
to me.
And if he lied about writing these books, but posted the books, yeah.
And you know how I feel about that.
So I think this scene actually works really well with this theory.
Don't you think that
Stop.
Whether or not you agree with every part of this theory, you have to admit there's a lot of really compelling connections here, and it offers us a very tragic,
A lot of really convenient conveniences that all match up perfectly, like literally one to
new
one.
way to read these books. Nothing of what we see in these diaries is the full truth. It's a combination of both Frank's true memories of his son and fictional ones he's created to keep the lie going. We have to think
Mixed
of these
in with
books
his
as
old life.
more than just Frank and Greg. They're a weird amalgamation of them both. In a sense, these books are the story of
Fregley.
Come on.
Fucking Fregley, bro. Fucking Fregley. Frank, Greg, and Heffley. You fucking got me. He fucking got me. He fucking got me, bro. Fregley, bro. Frank, Greg, and Heffley. Greg Heffley, Frank Heffley.
Oh, what the fuck?
I fucking knew it, bro. God damn
Fregley
it.
has never felt like a real person. We never actually learn anything about him beyond the fact that he is this weird, inhuman, freaky kid who's always around.
Wanna see my secret freckle? I'll sign it, Greg Heffley, if you let me look at your infection.
What if that's because he was never actually real? He was always something made up for the diary. What if Fregley is actually a symbolic representation of both Frank and Greg. You have to admit that their canon full names, Franklin and Gregory, sound a whole lot like Fregley when combined. Because he is a representation of the dark truth that Greg is actually dead and Frank is pretending to be him. It's why Fregley...
Yeah, that's why Fregley's so weird. He's always trying to be around because that's literally like him. It's like his dad trying to get to him through him. But it doesn't work, so this looks weird.
Is depicted as this weird kind of disgusting kid, because deep down, Frank is disgusted with himself for what he is doing. And this disgust and shame manifests in the diaries as...
And the only way it'll feel good is if his son, you know, dismisses Fregley all the time. And the only time he lets him stay around is just because.
Fregley. It's why in both the books and the movies, Greg is mistaken for Fregley.
Hi, Holly. Oh, hi, Fregley. She thinks I'm Fregley?
Why does Fregley have a secret language? Because Greg has a secret language. Why does Fregley want to show his secret freckle? Maybe because Greg also recently discovered a new freckle. And what does Fregley do in the town talent show? He's a ventriloquist speaking for his puppet.
Say hello to the boys and girls, Freggers. Hello, boys and girls.
Just like the way Frank speaks for Greg.
And then Frank looks fucking creeped out. That's wow. That's really good.
And finally,
give it to me.
Remember the Devil Worshipper Wood story? This was the story that first hinted about Greg's accidental house fire. What does Greg actually find when he goes there? Fregley, because Fregley represents the dark truth in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and that is my theory. Thank you very much, Zooey Mama.
Okay. That's great. This is a beautiful video, bro. Thank you for the cinematics. I needed this to make it better. Hey, man, hey. All right, let me like the video. Make sure everybody likes it. Okay. This is crazy. Oh. Yeah. I promise you this isn't going to be another Greg is dead theory. Look inside. Greg is dead theory. Matt Pat, sober uncle, Alex Bale, alcoholic cousin, the theorizer, random dude on crack. I need to react to that dude's videos. Oh, by the way, y'all, next video, it's right here. Yeah, I haven't watched it. It just looks like that just because I haven't watched this because I need to watch Twilight with my girlfriend for reasons. Y'all probably won't find out about that. Dude, stop. All right, let's go to end this video. Anyway, that's another video unpacked. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I love reacting. This is almost 40 minutes long. Jesus fuck, dude. The video is 20 minutes though, so I feel like I didn't do too bad. 12 minutes added content, pretty damn good. It can make it own. It's make its own. What do you want, bro? I was trying to dodge this cat the entire video. She's been messing with me because she wants to play. She still wants to play after 40 minutes. I've been here for an hour at the house. She woke up on go. Go ahead, say goodbye. Come here, say goodbye. Say goodbye to the fence. Say goodbye to her. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. She's gonna say goodbye soon, y'all. Hey man, but listen. Time of my life reacting though on me.
Look, the show's over, fuck it, let's call some hoes over. I leave a bitch the type it won't give her no closure. What it is, you acting like that, I don't know you. You acting like that, I don't know you. The show's over, fuck it, let's call some hoes over. Leave a bitch, you know, the type it won't give her no closure. What it is, you acting like